Hello dancers, welcome back to BodyKinect by Kendall. Today I am giving you 4 steps to crafting your own perfect warm-up before a dance class. So whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced dancer, it doesn't matter your age, your experience level, or what style of dance that you do, these warm-up tips are gonna help you no matter what. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll be notified of any new videos that we post on this channel. Let's go ahead and get started first by talking about why we need to warm up for dance. Traditionally, when we do dance class warm-ups, usually a teacher will be in the front of the room, everyone else is following along in the warm-up. Maybe you do some jumping jacks, maybe you do a plank, but for the most part, you're probably doing stretches. And while there's nothing wrong with stretches, there's so much more. There's so much more that we could do, okay? So I'm gonna talk to you today about, firstly, why do we need to warm up? And the first thing that I want you to know is to prep our body for the dance class that we're about to do. If we just walk into class and we do a battement at the bar, is our leg gonna be all the way up here? Probably not. Mine definitely wouldn't be. My leg's probably gonna be like here because my body is not ready to do that right off the bat. Same thing with doing your splits or doing a leap across the floor. Our body is not going to feel ready and at our maximum potential until our body is warmed up and ready to go for that skill. So that's number 1 reason why we need to warm up before dance. Number 2 is to prevent injury. Have you ever walked into a dance studio and it's been freezing cold in there and you're wearing all the layers and warm-ups that you need and it takes a long time for your body to get warm? That is one reason why we have to do a warm-up to prevent injury, because temperature can really affect the muscles and tendons and ligaments that are in our body, and being able to provide them with a quality warm-up is going to help them be able to contract and relax and stretch a little bit more, and that's what we want for dance, right? We also want to make sure that our body is prepped so we don't go do a leap and then land incorrectly and sprain our ankle, right? That's just an example, but there are many other ways that we could potentially get injured in dance, especially if we don't do a proper warm-up. Last reason that I want you to focus more on warm-ups for your dance training is to increase blood flow to the whole body, okay? Blood flow is going to go from our heart to the rest of our muscles and the rest of our body and our organs. And when we are warming up and moving our body, we have more blood that's going to those skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles are the muscles that we are probably most familiar with. It's the muscles that are attached to our bone, like our biceps, triceps, quads, glutes, abs. All of those are skeletal muscles because they make up that shape of our skeletal system, and they provide movement to those muscles. So when those muscles contract, it moves the bones and creates bending of the elbow, lifting of the leg, straightening your knee, whatever the movement is at the joint. So when we increase blood flow, we are also getting those muscles prepped, and that's when we get that warm feeling in our muscles. And that's what we want before dance, okay? So first things first, we are going to do 4 steps to this warm-up. We're also going to do exercises and actually warm up together. So you can feel free to use this video as your warm up before you go take another dance class or before you watch another YouTube video where you're learning choreography. So let's get started first with number 1, which is raising our heart rate. So being able to pump that blood through the rest of our body and being able to increase our breathing rate. So we're going to be breathing a little bit heavier. We're going to be huffing and puffing, and we're going to also be spreading that blood flow to the rest of our body right from the get-go. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to do some jumping jacks first. You're going to bring your feet together and we're going to step out and in. Let's go for 20. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Great job. Okay, next exercise is going to be high knees. So you're lifting your knee up, kind of like a march here, but you're going to be running it. All right, let's go ahead and lift up and down. I want you to start breathing right away. Even if you don't feel like you're out of breath yet, still start breathing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. I'm starting to get a little bit out of breath. Hopefully you are too. We're going to do one more exercise for our little increasing blood flow. Hopefully you're already starting to feel a bit warmer. We're going to do some lunges. So we're going to do lunges across the floor. So you're going to start back, however much space you have. If you don't have a lot of space, you can just alternate legs there. So hands on your hips. You're going to take one leg forward, bend both knees together. Other leg bends together across the floor. Good. Turn around, keep going. Good. Last 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay. Next, we're going to go into step number 2, which is activating the muscle groups. So those lunges that we just did can be considered step 2. I like to include it kind of as a transition into step 2 because it's still getting your heart rate up and you're activating the muscles together too. So we're going to start with squats. You're going to bring your feet apart, a little bit wider than hip width. Toes are going to point outward just slightly. We are not in a full second position here, ballet turnout, okay? Just a tiny bit. Go down, bending your knees, reaching your hips back, and then stand back up. And again, down and up. I'll show you from the side. And what I want you to feel here is your quads and the front of your leg and your glutes squeezing at the top. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, next one, plank position. Go ahead and come down to the floor on your hands. We are going to be in one straight line here, holding that plank position. You can do it on your hands or you can do it on your elbows, coming down and holding here. Okay? Hands are going to be a little bit easier. So let's hold it for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and relax. Nice. All right. You can also do other plank variations like a side plank, like little toe taps side to side. You can do mountain climbers. There are lots of options to choose from, but today I'm just giving you a little taste of each step. One more exercise we're going to do here in step number 2 of activating the muscle groups. We're going to do glute bridges. So you're going to lay onto your back. Feet are going to be flat onto the floor, hands just down by your side. I want you to press your hips up towards the ceiling and then lower back down towards the floor. Lift and lower. Make sure when you're doing this one that I don't want you to arch your back the whole time and then press up like that. I want you to really tuck under and lift so you're feeling more glutes and less back. All right, let's do 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, good. Go ahead and sit on up. Step number 3 is mobilizing the joints, okay? So when we are mobilizing the joints, we're thinking about shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, those major joints of the body that we are going to use the most in class and being able to use a full range of motion, okay? We also can think about the spine and the neck. So we're going to actually start on our hands and knees in a cat and cow position, okay? So we're starting with a flat back. You're going to start by rounding the back, tucking your head underneath. So you're making a little curve with your spine. And then we're going to arch your back and go the opposite direction, lifting your head up, arching through the back, pulling the shoulder blades together. And then again, rounding and arching. 3 more, rounding and arching. Good. 2. Good. Last one. Perfect. Good. All right. From here, we're going to go into these big arm circles. So there are a lot of different ways to mobilize through the shoulders. We're going to do some big arm circles first today as an easy warm-up exercise, but feel free to do other variations as well, like I mentioned. We're going to go back. 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse that circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to do the same thing with the hips. We're going to stand on up. We're going to do a big hip circle, lifting the leg up and around. Up and around. Making that circle as big as possible. Good. Now, can you think of an exercise or a skill in dance, especially in ballet, where we are moving our leg in a big circle like this? We're already making this a little bit more dance specific. And the exercise that I'm thinking of is a grand rond de jambe, or just a rond de jambe in general. I'm also thinking of like a turning disc jump, anything like that, where we're opening up through the hip, all right? Or a renverse when we're going up and over. All of those would be applicable to this one. Okay, step number 4 is to prepare for class, or prepare for rehearsal or choreography, whatever you have going on, whatever you are prepping for, whatever you're warming up for, okay? So prepping is going to look a little bit different than these other exercises. It's going to be a little bit more specific to what we need for class. So if you're going to take a ballet class, we know that you're probably going to do some pliés and some tendus, maybe some leg extensions. If you're taking jazz, you know that you're probably going to work more in parallel. You might balance, you might do some jumps. You might be working on specific choreography where you have like a lift, or you have a specific turn sequence. This is your time in this protocol, this warm-up protocol. This little step 4, this little section is going to be specific to dance, even more so than the other ones, okay? So you can also add your stretching in here. When you're doing stretching, I want you to think of more dynamic stretching than static stretching for the warm-up, okay? The first thing that comes to mind for warm-ups is usually stretching, and there's nothing wrong with stretching. We need those stretches, but I want you to start off with more dynamic stretches where we are moving through the stretch, okay? So instead of just holding a lunge stretch like this, I'm actually gonna go forward and back and kind of rock forward and back like this. As I'm moving, I feel a stretch here, and then I kind of back away. I also like to do a little bit deeper, go into a lunge, and then straighten this leg into a hamstring stretch, forward and back. After you do a few of those, you can also hold it there and hold that stretch. Let's switch to the other side. Rocks forward and back. I'm holding for maybe a second or two before I switch to that next position. And we could even go way slower than this as well if we wanted to. But anytime you are working on stretching, you're focused on breathing the whole time. One more time here. Good, okay. Last stretch here, we're going to do a straddle stretch. So this is a very classic position, classic stretch for dancers. We're gonna have both legs out to the side. A lot of times we just reach forward and hold this stretch in the middle. Maybe we walk to the sides. All of that is fine. For today, for our dynamic stretch, we're actually gonna keep walking our hands side to side. So I like to start in the center and then walk over to the right and then walk all the way over to the left. So notice how I'm not just getting a stretch in one spot, but I'm getting multiple spots. For me, I feel my back, inner thighs, hamstrings, maybe a little bit in my glutes. Let's go one more time. Good. All right, come back up and relax here. Beautiful. So these exercises you can do as part of your warm-up before dance. In this step 4, this last step of preparing for the task or preparing for class, you can always add more stretches. You could add some foot exercises. You could add some turnout exercises, anything that's going to be specific to dance, you could add in this last section here. But notice that for steps 1 through 3, we got the body ready to be able to go more in depth. So think of your warm-ups as starting out broad, and then we're narrowing in as we get closer to dance class. Hopefully you feel warmed up and ready to go watch another choreography video. My name is Kendall. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below on this video. We do reply and try to get to as many questions as we can. Also, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and ring the bell so you're notified of our next video. Have any questions? Feel free to ask. Bye.